Everything we knew about Pluto was wrong. In 1930, I was just a young astronomer at Lowell Observatory, poring over photographic plates. My job was to find Planet X, something to explain the wobbles in Uranus and Neptune's orbits. Night after night, I searched for a moving speck among the stars. Then, on February 18th, I found it. A faint dot, shifting ever so slightly. That was Pluto. Back then, we thought Pluto was as big as Earth, maybe bigger. It was so far away, billions of miles. Our telescopes couldn't show much, just a blurry point of light. We called it the ninth planet, but honestly, we were guessing about almost everything else. 1. The discovery and early assumptions. Pluto was a sensation. Named after the god of the underworld, it captured everyone's imagination. We put it in textbooks, on posters, in every model of the solar system. But we didn't know its size, its surface, or even if it had an atmosphere. It was a blank slate we filled with our best guesses. The truth is, we had so little to go on. Pluto was just too far, too small to see clearly. We assumed it was a planet like the others, maybe rocky, maybe with some kind of surface features. But we were working with shadows, not facts. For decades, Pluto...
Here we have the President, Council and Fellows of the Royal Astronomical Society sending the Lowell Observatory their heartiest congratulations on the great discovery of the trans-Neptunian planet.
But trouble was brewing from... It was suggested that the edge of the dust and gas cloud from which our planets formed would have been too spread out to condense into...
Pluto was this distant mystery. Kids memorized it as the ninth planet, but we scientists knew our understanding was shaky. We needed better tools, better data, and we were about to get it. 2. The Kuiper Belt and Pluto's identity crisis. By the 1990s, things started changing fast. We found the Kuiper Belt, a region beyond Neptune full of icy objects.
Instead,
some, like Quasar and Sedna, were big, almost as big as Pluto. Then came Eris, which looked even bigger.
Suddenly we had a problem. If these were just objects, what was Pluto?
On the edge of the solar system that had failed to be incorporated into one of the major planets. Keep adding new ones every time we found something big in the Kuiper Belt. We needed a clear definition. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union made a call. The planet must orbit the sun, be nearly spherical, and clear its orbit of other debris.
Discovered
Pluto,
another
it checks the first two boxes, but it's swimming in a sea of Kuiper Belt objects. It doesn't clear its orbit. So, on August 24th, 2006, Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet. People were furious. Kids wrote letters. Teachers complained. Even some of us scientists thought it was too harsh. Pluto wasn't different. It was our perspective that changed. The demotion wasn't about Pluto itself, it was about getting the science right. Pluto's still out there, same as always, we just had to admit it wasn't what we thought. 3. New Horizons changes everything. In 2006, we launched New Horizons toward Pluto. It was a 9-year journey, 3 billion miles, to a world we barely understood. Our best images showed Pluto as a pixelated blur. We didn't know if we'd find craters, mountains, or just a frozen ball of ice. On July 14th, 2015,
so where did this leave
New Horizons flew past Pluto,
the IAU decided to classify it as a dwarf planet.
There was this heart-shaped
to many, this was seen as a demotion,
Regio,
but I'm not so sure.
It was like Pluto was welcoming us.
It was the
Pluto's
last
surface
gasp on
was
the edge of the
incredible,
solar system.
towering mountains
but now
of
it's an
water
exciting
ice,
example of a
smooth
brand
plains of
new class
nitrogen
of
ice,
objects.
and signs
Whatever
of
we learn from it will
cryovolcanoes,
change the way we
volcanoes
think
that
about our
erupt
corner of
ice,
the galaxy.
not lava. This wasn't some dead rock. Pluto was geologically active, with features that looked fresh, not billions of years old. How could a world so small, so far from the sun, be so dynamic? We started wondering about a subsurface ocean, maybe liquid water kept warm by internal heat. It was mind-boggling. Then we saw the atmosphere, thin, hazy, made of nitrogen and methane. It stretched far into space, glowing blue in the sunlight. Pluto wasn't just alive, it was beautiful. We also learned Pluto's true size, about 1,473 miles across, smaller than our moon. All those early guesses about it being Earth-sized, totally wrong. 4. Pluto's cosmic context. Pluto's not just a lone oddity, it's a key to the Kuiper Belt, a region full of ancient relics from the solar system's birth. These icy bodies are like time capsules, frozen since the planets formed 4.6 billion years ago. The Sputnik Planitia, that heart-shaped plain, is a nitrogen glacier, shifting and flowing. It suggests internal heat, maybe from radioactive decay, or even a liquid ocean. If Pluto has an ocean, could it support life? It's a long shot, but we can't rule it out. Pluto's moons added more surprises. Charon, its biggest moon, is so large it forms a binary system with Pluto. They orbit a shared center of gravity. The smaller moons, Styx, Nix, Kerberos, Hydra, tumble chaotically, not like the tidy orbits we're used to. Every piece of data from New Horizons showed us how wrong we'd been. Pluto wasn't a planet, but it wasn't a boring lump either. It was a world with its own story, full of complexity and mystery. 5. Pluto's lasting impact. My students can't get enough of Pluto. They don't care if it's a planet or a dwarf planet. It's the story that grabs them. It shows how science grows, how we're always learning, always revising what we think we know. Pluto's demotion sparked a global conversation. It wasn't just about definitions, it was about our place in the universe. Pluto reminds us to stay curious, to question what we're told. New Horizons gave us a taste of Pluto, but there's so much more to explore. Maybe one day we'll send another probe, or even land on those icy plains. Pluto's still out there, waiting to surprise us again. Pluto's journey from a planet to a dwarf planet to a world of wonder shows us the universe doesn't care about our labels. It's a place of endless surprises, and Pluto's proof of that. Every time I teach about Pluto, I see my students' eyes light up. It's not just a dot in the sky. It's a reminder that there's always more to discover, always something new to learn. Pluto's story isn't over. It's out there, orbiting quietly, holding secrets we've only begun to uncover. All we have to do is keep looking.